Hey everyone, Desmond Smith here with Yetman Counseling Services. And in this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about an idea that seems to be surfacing for me in several places over the past couple weeks. So I thought, what a great opportunity to share that with you as well. One of the questions that people ask me when they come to my office is, what's something that I can do to improve my relationship, or to improve the way I feel about myself, or to improve my experience at work? And there's no easy answer to that question. There's certainly not a universal answer to that question. But all the answers to that question tend to have some connection with this idea of self-awareness. For me, one of the quote that kind of inspired this is from a reading that basically talked about how one of the most important qualities in a leader or in somebody in a relationship, or even just in the experience of the world, is this idea of self-reflection. Knowing yourself. So often, we encounter the world in a very reflexive kind of way. We just react, we just respond without a lot of thinking. And in a lot of cases, that's fine. But then there are those cases where maybe our partner or our spouse says something to us and we respond in a way that's insulting or sarcastic or really kind of biting towards them. Really harsh. Things that we wouldn't normally say, right? Or sometimes there are things that we encounter. Maybe we make a mistake or we mess up something at work and we become very self-critical towards ourselves. We rather than understanding that everybody makes mistakes, the reflex is to kind of turn towards ourselves and say that there's something wrong with us. Self-reflection, being able to know yourself, is about kind of taking that moment of reflex and expanding it out and really starting to understand what's going on in here. What are the motivations behind that comment that I'm making? Or what are the motivations behind that desire or that reflex to kind of be harsh towards myself? Self-reflection is an incredibly powerful tool that we can use to improve our relationships, to improve our experience of the world. But it's also work. It involves either working kind of yourself to start to understand what is it that's making this happen, or to find a therapist or a trusted confidant even, to be able to understand, to kind of walk through that with them and say, listen, here's what happens when this situation arises at home. I tend to become very insulting and I don't understand why. Can you help me understand that? The counseling process in particular is really well suited to help people understand what it is that's going on, to be able to understand those motivations, to be able to understand what are the things that have kind of formed us, what are the things that motivate us to respond in that kind of way, and what are the ways that we can kind of turn that and become more self-controlled in our response rather than simply responding out of reflex. So self-reflection, knowing yourself, knowing those things that happen inside of you, knowing your emotional world are all important steps to improving your relationship, improving your work situation, improving the way that you feel about yourself. There's no easy answer. There's no magic way to make that happen. But I would certainly encourage you to begin to find people, to begin to find resources that will be able to kind of help you on that journey of understanding this mystery that we call ourselves.